welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today guys, we're going to discuss the relationship between Virgo and Sagittarius. So welcome back to the channel guys. 2022 is going to be filled with a lot of different content. I'll be doing different shorts on a lot of different facts throughout the month. I'm also going to be doing a lot of more things on Shemsuniverse 8.0 on Instagram, so make sure you follow that. And there are going to be a lot of like different moon videos as well. I'm going to start this talking about a lot of the lunar cycles, how they operate, how they affect you as well, especially for my fans that are very astrologically in tune. We're going to start getting more into that this year. Like I said, each year I want to get more and more advanced to make sure you guys know what's going on. But to get right into our topic today, Virgo and Sagittarius. These are two mutable signs that do not get along the best. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. Virgo and Sagittarius as an intimacy level is about 30%. Reason being, Virgo is a very, like I always say, nitpickers. They're critical, and they needed a very emotional sort of astrological sun sign to bring out the best of them in a relationship. So things like Cancer, Scorpio, those sort of energies actually bring out like really good parts of them, different facets of themselves that they probably don't even realize that they have. But Sagittarius, on the other hand, is a passionate sign. However, they're very logical, just like Virgo is. And when you get two logicians together, it leads to a very static, sort of stiff, sort of intimate relation. So when you get these two together, you have rationality meeting rationality. The way in which they go about learning is a bit different. Sagittarius wants to go out there, explore their horizons, spread territory, take some more risks. And they're going to be very annoyed in the Virgo in the sense of they don't want to take the risks. Even when it comes to sexual exploration, the Virgo in the Sagittarius' perspective will not be taking as many risks. They're going to look at them sort of in a way of, you're not really doing what I want you to do. You're more so just stiff and secluded, and you're not willing to actually go out there to impress me. And on the other hand, Virgo will look at the Sagittarius as somebody who is not a logician, who's not logical, and they're going to look at them as somebody who's not making calculated decisions, somebody who they can't really overall trust based on their perspectives. And because of this, it leads to a bit of a rift throughout the relationship. The only way in which I see it can work, and I've seen it live just through peers of my own, is when people meet like in university or a certain extracurricular, where they're able to say, well, I know this person from XYZ, and because of that, I know that their character is competent enough to be with me. But without that sort of component there, it does lead to a lot of static throughout the relationship, a lot of friction. And these two just simply don't respect each other's intellect because they go about learning things in a very different way. The Virgo is exalted by Mercury, of course, and they like to research, like to analyze. They're very detail-oriented, like I said. The Sagittarius likes to look at details as well, but they'll ignore the details to more so delve into it. So the Sagittarius is more of the doer, whereas the Virgo is a doer as well. I will definitely not argue that, but they'll be a bit on the theoretical side, especially when it comes to intimacy. And because of that, this does lead to a rift. If my recommendation to Virgos is to sort of let your guard down. Like what you have as a mentality through your sign as a mutual earth sign is very great for adaptability within business. Even in a friendship, it does work because you can get around different social norms, different cultures. And you guys can adjust quite well. I would definitely not argue that. But when you guys get around like a Sagittarius, who's also very, very worldly renowned, and they're very passionate about topics that they're interested in, they're willing to take the risks, and they're willing to be embarrassed by the crowd, your mask sort of comes off. And I would say the same for the Sagittarius person. You have to understand the Virgo in the sense of they are taking calculated risks. They are more of the thinker, and a lot of the advice that they're giving you, especially in an intimate relation, if they really love and care about you, is going to actually lead you to a better place. It's going to be a very pragmatic decision. So my advice to you both is more so to open up and then see that you guys are both very smart, and you guys can actually give each other a lot of, I would say, for lack of a better word, just a lot of benefits throughout the relationship, a lot of value. For a business correspondence between these two, the compatibility is a little bit higher. I would say that these two can go at least 65 to 70% in business. The problem will be where Virgo, when they run into problems, they like to analyze and research. And any sort of innovation that they're doing, they'll just research more when they run into any sort of obstacle. Whereas the Sagittarius likes to maybe take a vacation, maybe they'll go drink, maybe they'll go do whatever their vice is, and then come back to it and play around and fiddle around with it again. This leads to problems simply because the Sagittarius will be viewed as incompetent by the Virgo person, who is definitely very critical, And throughout that mix, they'll just look at them as somebody who isn't competent enough to be the leader. This will lead to a power struggle, and the dynamicism of their interpersonal relation will be at fault because of that. My advice here would just be to each of you guys need to play your role. The Sagittarius person is actually, believe it or not, better for the research. I know Virgos don't want to hear this, but they get more worldly experience than you. So when they actually have a business idea, it's going to be more tangible and something that's more realistic based on the times. Whereas you guys might be stuck in your books, you might be stuck inside your house being a little bit too introverted, whereas they're on the streets actually learning what people want. So when they give you an idea, it's up to you to dissect that idea and then see how to monetize or market it in the correct way. And that's the way you're actually going to get ahead in business. Last but not least, we have the friendship between these two. This is actually the highest. I'd say like 85-90% of the time it can definitely work. Two intellectual people, for the most part, they get along. Like I said in earlier part in the video, when it comes to university, post-secondary, anything like that, both of these guys like to do that. They both like to make money. They both are very interested in achieving tangible results in their life. They're interested in manifesting money. And when you get these two together, the Sagittarius person might be somebody who overaccumulates on knowledge, and the Virgo person can kind of delegate that knowledge, compartmentalize it, and organize it for them. And that's where they really come in handy. So if you're a Sagittarius in a friendship with somebody who's a Virgo, understand they're going to be able to sort of like nag at you and dig into your mind. And what they do is they're going to be able to really find out what makes you tick and bring out the best version of you. And that's what Virgo can really do for almost any sign. That's what makes them so special. And on the other hand, for the Virgo person, my advice would be to allow the Sagittarius to take you, if you're in a friendship, to more parties, more hangouts, to get your more social side out, to get past that shy reservoir, and then you're going to be able to bridge off and actually have a lot of more benefits in your life, especially with other topics that I've discussed, such as with intimacy or even in business as well. So this friendship is very candid and it works quite well between the two parties. As long as you guys are both open-minded, understand different perspectives, and don't take each other's comments too personally, everything should work out quite fine. But that should conclude the video, guys. I think I did touch on everything. If you have any questions whatsoever, just leave it in the comments for me. Aside from that, guys, please like, subscribe. Holla at me for today, guys. Peace.